I was invited to sleep at Reggie's house. Was I happy? I had never slept at a friend's house before. But I had a problem. Are you taking your teddy bear along? Taking my teddy bear along? I said. To my friend's house? Are you kidding? That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Of course I'm not taking my teddy bear. And then she said, but you never slept without your teddy bear before. How will you feel sleeping without your teddy bear for the very first time? I'll feel fine. I'll feel great. I will probably love sleeping without my teddy bear. Just don't worry about it, I said. Who's worried? She said. Uh-oh. Who do you think's gonna worry? Yeah, right now Ira's not too worried.
But you will.
But now she had me thinking about it. Now she really had me thinking about it. I began to wonder, suppose I won't like sleeping without my teddy bear. Suppose I just hate sleeping without my teddy bear. Should I take him? Take him, said my mother. Take him, said my father. But Reggie will laugh, I said. He'll call me a baby. He won't laugh, said my mother. He won't laugh, said my father.
It's a she.
Oh, he'll laugh, said my sister. I decided not to take my teddy bear.
He won't sleep.
That afternoon, I played with Reggie. Reggie had plans, big plans. Tonight, he said, when you come to my house, we're going to have fun, fun, fun. First, I'll show you my junk collection, and after that, we'll have a wrestling match, and after that, a pillow fight, and after that, we'll do magic tricks, and after that, we'll play checkers, and after that, we'll play dominoes, and after that, we can play with my magnifying glass. Great, I said. I can't wait. By the way, I asked, what do you think about teddy bears? But Reggie just went on talking and planning as if he had never even heard of teddy bears. And after that, he said, do you know what we can do after that? I mean, when the lights are out and the house is really dark, guess what we can do? What? I said, we can tell ghost stories. Ghost stories? I said, yeah, ghost stories, said Reggie. Scary, creepy, spooky ghost stories. I began to think about my teddy bear.
My hand's in my shoe.
Does your house get really dark? I asked. Uh-huh, said Reggie. Like very, very dark? Uh-huh, said Reggie. By the way, I said, what do you think about teddy bears?
Nothing. I don't like
Suddenly, Reggie was in a big hurry to get someplace. See you tonight, he said. See you, I said. I decided to take my teddy bear. Good, said my mother. Good, said my father. But my sister said, what if Reggie wants to know your teddy bear's name? Did you think about that? And did you think about how he will laugh and say that Tata is a silly baby name, even for a teddy bear? He won't ask, I said. Oh, he'll ask, she said. I decided not to take my teddy bear. At last, it was time to go to Reggie's house. "Good night," said my mother. "Good night," said my father. "Sleep tight," said my sister. I went next door where Reggie lived.
Oh, he snuck out.
That night, Reggie showed me his junk. He showed me his flashlight, his collection of bottle caps, a chain made out of gum wrappers, some picture postcards, a timer, jumbo goggles, a fake nose and mustache, and a bunch of old stamps and labels from his father's office. We decided to play office with the stamps.
Oh, why? This will not go good.
After that, we had a wrestling match. And after that, we had a pillow fight. And after that, Reggie's father said, "Bedtime." "All ready," said Reggie. "All ready," said his father. We got into bed. "Good night," said Reggie's father. "Good night," we said. Uh-oh, are you worried about bedtime like I'm worried about bedtime?
No.
I'm wondering what Reggie's gonna do.
They're gonna sneak out.
Reggie sighed. I sighed. "We can still tell ghost stories," said Reggie. Do you know any?" I asked. "Uh-huh," said Reggie. Reggie began to tell a ghost story. "Once there was this ghost, and he lived in a haunted house. Only he did most of the haunting himself. This house was empty except for this ghost because nobody wanted to go near the house. They were so afraid of this ghost. And every night this ghost would walk around the house and make all kinds of clunky, creaky sounds. And he would go around looking for people to scare because that's what he liked most to do, scare people. And he was very, very scary to look at. Oh, he was scary to look at."
He's probably gonna run back to the house.
Reggie stopped. "Are you scared?" he asked. "Uh-huh," I said. "Are you?" "What?" said Reggie. "Are you scared?" "Just a minute," said Reggie. "I have to go get something." "Well, what do you have to go get?" I asked. "Oh, something," said Reggie. Reggie pulled something out of a drawer. The room was dark, but I could see that it had fuzzy arms and legs and was about the size of a teddy bear. I looked closer. It was a teddy bear.
I knew it. I know.
Reggie got back into bed. "Now, about the ghost," he said. "Is that your teddy bear?" I asked. "What?" said Reggie. "Is that your teddy bear?" "Well, you mean this teddy bear?" "Yes, the one you're holding," I said. "Uh-huh," said Reggie. "Do you sleep with him all of the time?" "Uh-huh." "Does your teddy bear have a name?"
Cooper.
Does your...
I turned it on.
I know, it usually takes like 10 seconds. There we go. "Does your teddy bear have a name?" I said louder. "Uh-huh," Reggie answered. "What is it?" "You won't laugh," said Reggie. "No, I won't laugh." "Promise?" "I promise." "His name is Foo-Foo."
I knew it.
"Did you say Foo-Foo?" "Uh-huh," said Reggie. Just a minute," I said. "I have to go get something."
Oh.
What do you think Ira is going to go
Teddy bear.
get? Turn and tell a friend.
Teddy bear.
I think we are all thinking of the same thing.
Teddy.
"What do you have to go get?" Reggie asked. "Oh, something, I answered. The next minute, I was ringing my own doorbell. The door opened. Ira, everyone said, what are you doing here? I changed my mind, I said. You what? Said my mother. You what? Said my father. You what? Said my sister. She was still up. I changed my mind, I said. I decided to take Tata after all. So I went upstairs,
And
soon I was down again with Tata. My sister said, Reggie will laugh. You'll see how he'll laugh. He's just going to fall down laughing. He won't laugh, said my mother. He won't laugh, said my father. He won't laugh, I said.
oh, what was his dream?
I came back to Reggie's room. I have a teddy bear too, I said. Do you want to know his name? I waited for Reggie to say, uh-huh, but Reggie didn't say uh-huh. Reggie didn't say anything. I looked at Reggie, he was fast asleep. Just like that, he had fallen asleep.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Reggie, wake up, I said. You have to finish telling the ghost story. But Reggie just held his teddy bear closer and went right on sleeping. And after that, well, there wasn't anything to do after that. Good night, I whispered to Tata, and I fell asleep too. All right. So as you were listening about Reggie and Ira and Tata and Fufu, maybe you were thinking about a sleepover, or maybe you were thinking about something that you sleep with. Let me tell you what was going through my brain. So Gwen, when I was little, I didn't have a teddy bear. I didn't have a doll. I didn't have a mouse. I didn't have a cat. Do you know what I slept with? Mini blanket. Mini blanket. Yeah. So mini blanket. Oh no, listen, I'll tell you about mini blanket. Mini blanket was actually a pillowcase. And it was, so you know what size a pillowcase is, like a rectangle. And it was light tan, and it had a pattern of brown teddy bears all over it, like lines of teddy bears all over it. And that was mini blanket. I loved to rub mini blanket on my nose, and that would help me calm down and go to sleep. So I slept with mini blanket when I was little. Do you want to hear something terrible about mini blanket?
Yes.
Oh, this is so terrible.
Yes.
So terrible. Camden, where are you? So terrible. Okay, Camden's gonna try it. So when I was little and I had mini blanket, when I was growing up, my mom and dad live on a lake, and they have a dock. And so I was standing on the dock, holding mini blanket, and we were just talking or looking around at the lake.
I love this. I already know.
And Camden, what do you think happened? Well, Camden, it was a windy day. And what do you think happened to Mini Blanket? Mini Blanket flew in the water and went down to the bottom. And I remember now, it was cold, like we couldn't jump in and get it, because I remember we were there and it was either the fall or the winter. So it was too cold for us to get in the water to save Mini Blanket. So I just had to watch Mini Blanket go down. So even now as a grown-up, I think about Mini Blanket and think about how some fish is probably sleeping in Mini Blanket. Or